Good morning and welcome to Ridin Steel. This morning we're in Gardner, Maine at Mike's Water Street Grill where we'll be participating in a ride for the Scott Hubbard Memorial Fund. This is being put on by the Fire and Iron guys, and the proceeds to this ride will go toward those riders who have fallen and need help with their medical assistance and recovery. What are you thinking as you're looking around, honey? Look at all the bikes. How many do you think are here?
Well, I'm going to have to guess there's well over 100 bikes here right now, and there's still another 45 minutes before the ride starts. It's a beautiful day. It's a good cause to remember somebody that a lot of us knew here that died last year.
Now, I think they're going to be having a polka run today. Do you know how those polka runs work?
You know, basically what you do is there's going to be certain stops that are set up, and everybody's going to stop. They get to pick one card. And after they pick the card on each stop, they're going to come back. The last card will be drawn here at Mike's. And then whoever has the best hand wins.
Just like a poker game, only you do it on motorcycles.
And there's not much bluffing involved either. So.
But it's for charity, you know. You don't pocket the cash. It all goes to charity. So in a few moments, we're going to be heading out on the ride, and we'll be talking to the organizers later in the day. And I'm looking around. More motorcycles are coming in, and it is just a glorious day. So stay tuned.
After a very brief but emotional word of thanks from Helen, Scott Hubbard's mom, the riders were on the road.
Gotta believe in something stronger than in between. The closer we get, the more I think there's something else that we're both longing for. But can't you see the way that I feel inside each time that you look at me? The closer we get, the more I believe. Looking out and the sun's going down, and I keep on calling and you're not around, and I think we just let another day go by with these feelings all trapped inside. Why don't we take them for a ride? Can we meet somewhere in the moonlight? 'Cause darling, it just ain't right to spend one more lonely night. Maybe I haven't been there each time that life took you for a ride. I'm willing to prove to you that the past is the past, no matter what you do. Spend your time looking over your shoulder when all you have to do is let me come over and say, we just let another day go by with these feelings all trapped inside. Why don't we take them for a ride? Can't we meet somewhere in the moonlight? 'Cause darling, it just ain't right to spend one more lonely night. I'll leave a message this time. They must be listening 'cause you pick up the line, and I hear we just let another day go by with these feelings all trapped inside. Why don't we take them for a ride? Can we meet somewhere in the moonlight? 'Cause darling, it just ain't right to spend one more lonely night. Can we meet somewhere in the moonlight? Spend no more lonely nights. No more lonely nights. Can't you see? You gotta believe.
These people are the organizers of the Scott Hubbard Memorial Ride. Renee, why don't you go ahead and tell me how this all began, what inspired you to start this ride? And
Well, I guess it just started because we wanted to honor a fallen friend and for a good cause. So we all got together, and actually the Fire and Iron guys got together and asked me to help organize it, and that's where we're at today.
Scott was very special to you.
Yes, he was.
Now tell me about that relationship.
Scott and I were together for 5 years, and he was a very special guy, full of fun, full of laughter. He loved riding, loved his riding friends, and we did a ton of these rides. Most of the summer you could find us at one place or another doing a memorial ride or a charity ride. So he was a great guy, and obviously we all miss him. But today is just an amazing turnout, all in his honor, and it's actually beyond what I thought my expectations would be for today. So I'm touched and honored to be here, and honored that these guys chose him to do this for. So.
Well, with the Fire and Iron guys, now I understand that Scott was very special to you folks as well.
Yeah, we were all friends with him. He hung out with us a lot, and it meant something for us to have him memorialize him. And in the turn of the events there, we decided that it was a good idea to start a Fallen Riders Fund for people who do go down on their bikes. When you go down, you're out of work. You need money for bills, whether it be paying your mortgage or your doctor's bills. So we decided to come up with a ride that we could help people with that, and at the same time memorialize a friend of ours. So.
And what a way to honor his memory as well. I mean, I've known Scott since we were in school, and he was such a fun-loving guy. I mean, you're right. He really loved to ride. He was always smiling. He was always happy, always, just one of those people that was fun to be around. So what are you thinking when you're looking around today, Doug?
It's overwhelming, definitely. We figured, we'd have a really good turnout, but to see this many people support us in this ride, it's awesome. It's really good.
And it really makes you realize that how many people that are here who are here not only to honor Scott, but the fund, the charity is just incredible. It's a worthy charity with hospital bills the way they are, and with the expenses nowadays, and insurance covers how much of that?
Right, exactly. So this is a good way to help out anyone that's gone down. And I'm glad to see everyone here. I'm glad you guys are here with Ridin Steel. It means a lot to us.
Well, I'm certainly honored to be here. I'm honored to help memorialize my friend Scott as well, and I love the cause. So thank you folks for setting this up, and thank you so much for everything you do for charities.
Yeah. And we all are thinking about Steve. Wish he could be here on this ride as well, just to put that out there for him.
Thank you. I'm hoping he'll be here this afternoon, so thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Steve Marois from Ridin Steel here.
Kim Curlis, Events and Promotions Manager of Big Moose Harley Davidson. We're here today to talk about Ridin Steel's Random Act of Kindness campaign that you're launching as of 2013. We're pleased to say here at Big Moose that we're huge supporters of your campaign.
We need your help.
Visit ridinsteel.com or bigmooseharley.com. Click on the Random Act of Kindness link to submit an application for the recipient that you would like to see receive a random act of kindness in your community.
And once again, I would like to thank Big Moose Harley Davidson for helping me out with this very important cause.
Are you a local business that would like to come forward and support Ridin Steel in their Random Act of Kindness campaign for 2013? Then please email me at bigmooseharleyevents@yahoo.com.
Gary, and I'm standing here with Scott Hubbard's family. Now, it's going to be an incredible honor for me to speak to these people. This is Scott's mom, and your name is?
Helen Hubbard.
Helen. Now, what's going through your mind as you're looking around?
I'm just amazed. I'm amazed. Scott would be too. He'd be amazed if he see this.
So tell me a little bit about Scott.
Oh my God, he's a hellion. He was 44 going on 29, and he loved motorcycle riding, and he loved all his friends. Yeah.
He did. So, I mean, on rides like this, we would typically see Scott here.
Yes, yeah, he was out on every one of them. I'd see him going out. See you, Mom, I love you. He'd always tell me he loves me.
Oh, that's sweet. So what do you think he's saying right now as he's looking?
He's looking down, and he's probably amazed like I am. It's wonderful.
Now, Scott was such a great kid. I mean, I remember I went to school with him, and I remember him in school, and you're right, he's
a hellion.
Some things never change.
I wouldn't have him any different. He was a pretty great guy.
It's wonderful. I'm going to come over here and talk to Wade now. This is Scott's son, Wade.
Yeah, how's it going?
Pretty good. Now, what are you thinking right now as you're looking around?
I think it's pretty awesome. I wish my old man was here to party with us, but he's not, so I'm going to live it up for him.
So tell me a little bit about your relationship with your dad.
We were really close. We did a lot of hunting together. He was with me when I got my first moose, my first turkey, my first deer. We were really close. I still love him. I'll always love him.
Yeah, now, did you ever go riding with him, or were you working up to that?
I went a couple times, but we were really working up to that. He wanted me to get my own bike, and then he wanted me to ride with him and all his friends. So.
And now as you're looking around, seeing all the bikes and the camaraderie that's going on today, you can see where he really loved.
Yeah, I can see what it's all about, you know. I can see why I liked it so much. So.
And you can see how many friends he actually had.
Oh, yeah. He had a lot of friends.
So I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Grammy over here. What would you think that he's saying as he's looking down right now?
He's probably amazed right now, you know, saying this is one hell of a party.
Thank you so much, Wade, for talking to us, and thank you, Helen. It was a pleasure meeting you. Pleasure meeting you. Now, with me right now is the band called RPM. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to each of the members.
Hi, I'm Simon Ramsey.
I'm Pete.
Paul Bluen. Rick DuPont.
Now, this band has generously donated their time to play for the cause, and there's a good reason behind that. Now, Simon, can you tell me what the reason is?
Well, a good friend of mine that this was all sponsored for is Scott Hubbard, and I'm just glad to be here today. Glad to donate our time to help him out and be a part of this cause.
And it's a great fundraiser. We're glad to be here with the equipment and be able to play and enjoy the afternoon for such a good cause.
Simon's friends with the gentleman that the benefits for today, so we're really happy to be here. And we certainly got a perfect day for it. So.
Now, being part of Fire and Iron and a drummer to this band, what does today mean to you?
It's just an awesome day. I'm glad everybody could come out. I'm a proud member of Fire and Iron, Station 30. We're so glad to sponsor this ride, the Scott Hubbard. It's a memorial ride. It's just been an awesome day. I'm glad my band could donate the time. It's just great. It's just an awesome turnout, a lot of good people.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much for getting together with us, and thank you for donating your time. So it's been another amazing day, honey, for a ride. The Scott Hubbard Memorial Ride went off without a hitch, and the participation was amazing.
The weather was beautiful. With all the rain we've been having this year, we just happened to squeak out a beautiful day, and that's probably because of Scott.
And the participation has been amazing. I mean, you look around and there's got to be, 300 people here. We've got the band donating their time, and we've made all the stops for the poker run. They've got 50-50s going on, and I just think that the Fire and Iron guys and Sean O'Connor and all of those involved really did a fabulous job. So with that being said, just stay tuned for another exciting adventure of Ridin' Steel.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ridin' Steel. I'm here at Big Moose Harley-Davidson in Portland, Maine, and I got my good friend Kimberly Curlis with me. This is our first kickoff for the Random Acts of Kindness campaign that we've introduced to Big Moose Harley-Davidson. They jumped right on board with me on this. And Kim, How are you?
I'm good. Happy New Year.
Yes, yes.
Great to be back, right? January in Maine, and here we are outside.
That's right, that's right. And some people did bring their bikes in today, and that is awesome to see, right? January, and they're riding motorcycles.
It is.
For those of you watching, and you may be wondering what Random Acts of Kindness is all about, well, you know, we acknowledge the fact that people are struggling nowadays, and not everybody is ill out there, and we miss some of the riders that used to participate in rides. We're also embarking on trying to encourage people to create donation-only events so that everybody feels welcome to attend these rides. Right, Kimberly?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, monetary support is imperative to making a difference, but we're finding with the state of the economy that it's just really coming out to show emotional support. So all of the charity ride organizers out there, we're really encouraging you to consider a donation-only ride or just ride. Get the name of your cause and person that you're riding for out there, but please don't prohibit other people from being able to participate.
This is true. This is true. Many people will not be attending charity rides simply because it is a financial struggle for them. It's an expense.
Happen.
Not at all. We want you to show up at our events, and you are welcome to come. And if you have some, you give some. If you don't, we still want you, because it's about the awareness. It's about lifting the spirits of the people that are there. That's what this is all about, really.
Absolutely. And with the help of Ridin Steel, Big Moose Harley this year can really do what we can to spread as many random acts of kindness as possible.
That's right. And so if you have someone that you care about out there that hasn't been around, maybe they need a little lift to feel a little bit better about their friends and their whatever situation they're going through in their life, then we want you to contact Kim Curlis at
Big Moose Harley events at yahoo.com. I was going to give my cell phone number out. That may not be a great idea.
I got that if you want to message me personally.
So you can Facebook me under Kimberly Furbish Curlis, or please email me at bigmooseharleyevents at yahoo.com. Most often when people are in need, they're afraid to come forward. So if you know of somebody out there that could really use a little extra help, come forward on their behalf, please.
Absolutely. Today's recipient is Timothy Lehman. He's a dear friend of mine. He's been trying to ride with me as much as possible this past summer, and very supportive of Ridin Steel. He has undergone a couple of operations where his veins had to be cleaned out of cholesterol buildup, apparently. And so he's been off the road and struggling a little bit, and we just want him to feel a little bit better. We want him to feel, let him know that he's loved by us and that he's missed by us. And so each month it's going to be somebody at random. It could be that we just get together and go out to dinner with people.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. We're really excited to surprise Timothy, although we kind of blew the surprise.
Yeah, we did.
The first recipient, but he's here today, and in a few minutes we have some surprises up our sleeve for him.
Excellent.
And, really looking forward to that.
Excellent, excellent. So stay tuned, folks. More is to come. I'm sitting with Erica McIver and Rick Lewis. They are organizers for an ALS ride, which stands for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Did I get that right?
Amyotrophic.
I did. I
lateral
said,
yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Erica. All right, I appreciate that. But you guys, or it's otherwise known as Lou Gehrig's disease. And I have Erica here because it was through her that I had learned that she was organizing a ride. And so, Erica, why don't you share with the folks watching how this came to be?
A friend of mine, Scott McLean, came to me, and a friend of ours, Robert York, had passed away this past May, and he had Lou Gehrig's. And Scott wanted to do something in memory of him and asked if we could organize a ride for ALS.
All right, so it was a two-part ride, apparently. It was a ride in memory of a friend and to raise some funds for ALS.
Yes.
Excellent. And Rick's role here was Erica needed some help, apparently, in organizing the ride, putting up a route together, right?
She came to me, and I'm good friends with Erica. She asked me to help her out with the ride. It was a last-minute thing. We put the posters up, get the route done. It was pretty much pulled together, and part of networking with all our friends, we were able to have a good turnout that day. So, yeah, we had a nice little ride that day. It was a beautiful weather, and we had a really good turnout.
Nice, nice. Now, what do you know about Lou Gehrig's disease, Rick? Do you know anything? I know working on these rides and stuff, I learned a lot of stuff about things I wasn't aware of before. So you already went through this ride. Yeah. What did you pick up on it?
Well, it's a long, painful disease for everybody. It can last a long time. It's one of those things where you just kind of watch someone deteriorate over, and it's just nothing's ever good, but it's one of those ones that you just get prolonging and it keeps going, and Can
you share with us what that was like, and you knew Robert, obviously, right?
Yes.
And so can you offer some insight as to just what he experienced?
I can't say what he experienced. I got to say this is probably one of the worst disease that anyone could have. Your body shuts down, you lose all bodily functions, but your mind is always there. So you're trapped in a body that can't do anything as you slowly die, basically. But you're always aware, and you're aware you can't move, you can't do anything. So it's a horrible, horrible disease, which I don't think gets enough recognition. A lot of people don't know what it is unless they know someone that's been afflicted with it.
I know I had to study the meaning about ALS for about 15 minutes just to be able to say what it was. So you knew Robert, obviously, from where? School and stuff like that?
Back in school, I've known Scott my whole life. Kind of grew apart over the years, but we'd see each other here and there. And then him knowing that I did some organization, worked with Ridin Steel, came to me, and he didn't know, he knew he wanted to do this, but didn't know where to turn. So it reconnected us. I've known Bubba for a long time too. So I knew these guys. They were like my younger brothers back in the day. We used to hang out a lot. So this was something that was near and dear to my heart too.
So what was Robert like? What kind of guy was he like?
He was a goofy guy. He was always funny, always laughing. I don't know if I ever really saw him mad. He was just a really, really good-natured guy, and, you know, to be taken in his 30s is way too young.
Oh, wow. He was only in his 30s. Wow, that's bad. So you're working on a new ride, right? Yeah. Okay, so what's going on this time, Rick? It was kind of a mystery ride from what I understand last year, right?
Change it up, probably a destination to go somewhere to eat. Last time it was a shorter run. We did like a loop, but I think we're gonna leave. It's gonna be on Father's Day. Leave around noon. We're gonna meet here. Leave around noon. Give a chance for people to spend time with their families, and we'll kind of make a loop, go have lunch, and then come back here where there'll be a band, probably like around 3 or 4, like we did last year. So.
Thank you, you two, both of you, for taking a minute with me and doing this on a Sunday afternoon, okay?
Thank you.
All right, great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now I have with me Bubba Tremblay, who's on my right, and Scott McLean on my left. They're very close friends of Robert York, that ALS took his life away, right? And so basically I want to find out what it was, you know, that motivated you to do something for Lou Gehrig's disease and Robert York.
Wanted to try to help out his girlfriend, who helped take care of him for many years, knowing that he had the disease. And then the ALS Association Northern New England chapter is actually an organization, nonprofit, that helps with the care given of the disease for both the family and the patients themselves. So if we could help raise money to take care of people and find a cure was the main reason behind all this.
All right. Why don't you share with us, first of all, what Robert was like as a buddy to you, and what, you know, maybe the first signs were that things were starting to take a turn for him?
Well, he was a very happy-go-lucky kind of guy. I guess first signs were just muscles deteriorating.
Was he aware that he had ALS, you know, before it started taking a physical toll on him?
Not for a long time, no. He knew that he was losing hand strength. It started in, I believe it was his right hand. He was losing hand strength and could no longer grasp things like he normally did. Did go to the hospital and had it checked out, and over time they ended up narrowing it down to ALS, which was the one thing we didn't want it to be. And it does it. For him personally, there's different ways it can do, but it ran from his hands and extremities up into his core body, which finally then shut down, and that's how he passed. But it started hitting his limbs to the point where he couldn't walk, eventually where he couldn't talk.
Now, when he was actually diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, were you visiting him frequently?
We did visit him right to the bitter end.
Oh, really?
Right.
Okay, and so what kind of assistance were you guys able to offer him while he was going through all this?
Really just moral support, I guess. There's not a lot that a person like me could do for that besides just be there.
Right. Well,
Kelly, his girlfriend, she was actually very fortunate to already be in the care services through the state, so she ended up actually taking over the care for him, and it was there for every need, right up to feeding, and because you do lose, you know, bathrooms, so she was there for everything. Very, very good girl.
So so we're very grateful for Bob to have someone like that in his corner, huh? Obviously. Well, thank you, Kelly Crosby. On the next one, right? Any expectations you have this year? Any changes?
The route. I think it's going to be the route, and in the end, we'd like to end again here at Raven's Roost and just have a nice party for him in the end.
Well, listen, guys, thank you so much. This piece of notepaper here was just so I could say amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It's a tough one. Even the doctors don't know how to say it. They call it Lou Gehrig's disease. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me today, all right, and giving us some insight on Robert York.
Real quick, before he does giveaways, you beat me to the punch, but I just wanted to give a really big shout out to Steve and Betty Reynolds. It was an amazing 2012 here at Big Moose Harley Davidson. It's obviously because of the business they run, but more importantly, the big hearts that they have. Betty does an enormous amount in our community to give and show people that she cares and make people aware of all of the not so great things going on and how we can make a difference. And together with Steve running this business, they make an amazing couple that allows us to come out on days like this and hang out and drink cheap beer and eat free food and laugh and have fun. So Happy New Year, Mr. and Mrs. Reynolds, and here's to a great 2013.
And thanks for watching Ridin' Steel.